Did you know that Louisiana is home to the longest bridge over water in the world? Or that its Mardi Gras celebration began more than 70 years before the United States even existed? Or that deep in its swamps are trees older than the American Revolution itself? Well, Louisiana is overflowing with wild and fascinating facts like these. Some of them you won't believe are true, so get comfortable, because we're about to journey through 25 incredible facts about Louisiana, a state where every sound has a rhythm, every flavor tells a story, and every corner holds a little magic. Fact 25. The Lake Pontchartrain Causeway, bridge to the horizon. Stretching nearly 24 miles, the Lake Pontchartrain Causeway is the longest continuous bridge over water in the entire world. Driving across it feels like entering another realm. On clear mornings, the lake reflects the sky so perfectly it's impossible to tell where water ends and heaven begins. On foggy days, visibility vanishes, and all you see is endless gray, no land, no horizon, just the hum of your tires and the whisper of the wind. Some drivers say it feels like floating. Others admit it feels a little like flying. Built in the 1950s, it was once called the eighth wonder of the modern world. Today, it's an everyday commute for thousands, a bridge that connects not just cities but lives. In Louisiana, even the drive to work can feel like a dream. Fact 24. Mardi Gras, older than America. Before the United States even existed, Louisiana was already celebrating Mardi Gras. The first known celebration was in 1703. In a small French colony that would later become part of Alabama. By the time New Orleans was founded 15 years later, the tradition had taken root. What began as a religious observance evolved into one of the grandest celebrations on earth. Masks, beads, floats, and feathers fill the streets every February. Music echoes down every block, blending jazz, brass, and rhythm into one continuous heartbeat. Each crew or parade organization has its own theme and colors, from the mystic royalty of Rex to the wild creativity of Zulu. For Louisianans, Mardi Gras isn't just a party. It's heritage, artistry, and joy rolled into one unforgettable week. And long after the beads stop flying, the spirit of Mardi Gras lives on in every soul who's ever danced through those streets. Fact 23. The Bayou, where time moves like water. In Louisiana, the word bayou isn't just geography, it's identity. The bayou is quiet, mysterious, and alive. It moves slowly, a winding ribbon of water lined with cypress trees, whose roots twist like the fingers of giants. Spanish moss hangs low and still, and the air is thick with the hum of life. Cicadas, frogs, and birds, all blending into a symphony older than civilization. Fishermen paddle past ancient stumps, tossing nets the same way their ancestors did generations ago. Children grow up learning how to read the tides, when the crawfish rise, and where the gators sleep. The bayou has moods, sometimes tranquil and golden in the morning light, sometimes eerie and shrouded in fog at dusk. And if you stay long enough, you might hear a splash that wasn't just a fish, or glimpse a flickering light no one can explain. To outsiders, it's swamp. To locals, it's life, beautiful, dangerous, and sacred. Fact 22. Cajun and Creole, the soul of Louisiana. Louisiana's culture is a living gumbo, rich, layered, and full of flavor. The Cajuns descended from French settlers exiled from Canada's Acadia region. They made their homes in Louisiana's bayous and prairies, bringing with them recipes, music, and resilience. The Creoles, meanwhile, emerged from the mix of African, French, Spanish, and Caribbean influences, vibrant, diverse, and deeply rooted in New Orleans. Together, they built something new. Cajun fiddles and accordions gave rise to Zydeco. Creole cooks created dishes like etouffee, jambalaya, and gumbo that still define Southern cuisine. Even the language here dances, with words that slide between English, French, and something uniquely Louisianan. It's more than culture, it's chemistry. Cajun and Creole, together, form the DNA of Louisiana's soul. Fact 21. The birthplace of jazz. Jazz wasn't written, it was born. And its birthplace is New Orleans. In the early 1900s, the city's neighborhoods pulsed with brass bands, African rhythms, and gospel choirs. From the Trem to Congo Square, people blended sound, faith, and feeling into something the world had never heard before. Jazz was the voice of the streets, spontaneous, fearless, alive. It broke every musical rule, and in doing so, created an entirely new language. Louis Armstrong, Buddy Bolden, and Jelly Roll Morton carried that sound from Bourbon Street to the world stage. And even now, over a century later, you can stand on a New Orleans corner and still hear trumpets answering each other across the night air, the heartbeat of a city that never stops playing. Fact 20. The French Quarter, where the past still breathes. Walk through the French Quarter, and you're walking through 300 years of history. The air smells of beignets and coffee, the iron balconies overflow with flowers, and street musicians fill every corner with melody. Founded in 1718, this was the city's original footprint, a crossroads of pirates, priests, and poets. Every building here has a story. Some whisper of forbidden love, others of fires, floods, and rebirth. At night, gas lamps flicker, and time itself seems to pause. You can hear laughter from balconies, jazz drifting through open doors, and the clip-clop of horse carriages echoing down cobblestone streets. The French Quarter is proof that some cities don't age, they evolve. Fact 19. The haunted plantations. Louisiana's plantations are grand, tragic, and ghostly. The Myrtles Plantation, often called America's most haunted house, is said to host a dozen spirits, including a former enslaved woman named Chloe, whose story is whispered on every tour. Visitors report cold spots, phantom voices, and the faint scent of perfume lingering in empty rooms. But not every haunting is supernatural. At places like Laura Plantation and Whitney Plantation, the ghosts are historical. The enslaved men and women whose strength built the South. Their names are now carved in stone, their stories finally told. Each visit is both chilling and humbling, a reminder that Louisiana's beauty and pain are forever intertwined. Fact 18. Gumbo, the story in a bowl. There's no better metaphor for Louisiana than gumbo. It's a dish born from many worlds: African okra, French roux, Spanish sausage, and Native American filet powder, all simmered together in harmony. Cooking gumbo isn't rushed, it's a ritual. The roux must be stirred constantly, darkened slowly until it smells like roasted nuts and looks like melted chocolate. Then the rest follows: onions, peppers, celery, meat, or seafood. When it's done, you don't just taste spice, you taste time. Every family guards their own recipe, claiming it's the best. Fact 17. The Atchafalaya Basin, America's last wild swamp. The Atchafalaya Basin is massive. Over 900,000 acres of wetlands, rivers, and forests stretching across south-central Louisiana. It's so large it creates its own weather. The water rises and falls with the Mississippi, shaping the land year after year. This is a place where you can hear the hum of life even when you stand still. Insects, frogs, birds, and wind all blending into a single living voice. Fishermen here speak of the swamp-like family. It's dangerous, unpredictable, but beautiful beyond words. It's home to Cajun houseboats, moss-covered cabins, and more wildlife than any city zoo. And when the sun sets and the air cools, the cypress trees glow gold, as if the swamp itself is catching fire. It's a world where time seems to pause, where nature still rules, and humans are merely guests. Every ripple in the water tells a story of storms survived, migrations returned, and generations who've lived in harmony with the wild. To stand on its banks is to feel the heartbeat of Louisiana itself, steady, ancient, and endlessly alive. Fact 16. Voodoo, faith, wrapped in mystery. To outsiders, voodoo is misunderstood, painted as dark magic or superstition. But in Louisiana, voodoo is about healing, hope, and connection. It came from West Africa, carried by enslaved people who blended their beliefs with Catholicism and native traditions. It gave the powerless strength and the hopeless comfort. Marie Laveau, the legendary voodoo queen of New Orleans, became both feared and loved, a woman known for her compassion and wisdom. She treated the sick, prayed for the poor, and advised politicians, even in death. People still visit her tomb, leaving coins, candles, and wishes carved into stone. Voodoo isn't about darkness. It's about light that survives even in shadow. Fact 15. Lake Peigneur, the day the earth collapsed. November 21st, 1980, an oil drilling team accidentally punctured the roof of an underground salt mine beneath Lake Peigneur. Within moments, a massive whirlpool formed, swallowing the drilling rig, trees, trucks, and entire acres of land. The roar was so loud people miles away thought it was thunder. The lake, once shallow, drained completely into the cavern, only to refill later, saltier and deeper than ever. Incredibly, every worker survived. Today, it looks calm and peaceful, but beneath that still surface lies a reminder of nature's unpredictable power. Fact 14. Breaux Bridge, where crawfish rule. Every spring, the town of Breaux Bridge earns its title as the crawfish capital of the world. Tens of thousands gather for the Crawfish Festival, a 3-day event filled with music, laughter, and spicy seafood boils. Steam rises from giant metal pots, and the air smells like garlic, cayenne, and joy. Locals dance barefoot to Zydeco bands as kids chase each other between picnic tables. It's not just about food, it's community. Here, you don't eat crawfish alone. You share, you laugh, you get messy, and you remember that good times are meant to be enjoyed together. Fact 13. Avery Island, Tabasco's fiery kingdom. Since 1868, Avery Island has been home to the world-famous Tabasco sauce. The peppers are grown on the island, crushed with salt from its natural dome, and aged in oak barrels for up to 3 years. Each batch is still hand-inspected by the McElhenney family before bottling. But the island is more than a factory. It's a sanctuary. Birds, bamboo forests, and tropical gardens fill the landscape. It's where fire meets peace, and where a tiny red pepper became Louisiana's global ambassador. Fact 12. Bonfires on the levee. On Christmas Eve, small towns along the Mississippi light up the night with bonfires on the levee. Hundreds of wooden pyramids burst into flame, reflecting across the water as families gather with cocoa and carols. The tradition dates back centuries, said to help guide Papa Noel to children's homes through the fog. It's a spectacle of warmth and wonder. Proof that in Louisiana, light always finds its way through darkness. Fact 11. The pelicans return. Louisiana's brown pelican almost vanished in the 1960s due to pesticide poisoning. But conservationists refuse to give up. After decades of effort, the pelican returned stronger than ever, soaring again across the Gulf. Now it stands proudly on the state flag, feeding its young in a symbol of sacrifice and care. It's more than a bird, it's a metaphor, because Louisiana, like the pelican, always finds a way to rise again. Fact 10. The Mardi Gras Indians. Hidden away from the tourist parades are the Mardi Gras Indians, one of Louisiana's most powerful cultural expressions. Every year, African American communities craft elaborate suits of feathers and beads, some taking over a year to complete. Each pattern tells a story of ancestry, survival, and pride. When the drums begin, the tribes meet in the streets, not to fight, but to show who's prettiest. It's pageantry, history, and art all rolled into one breathtaking tradition. Fact 9. The Battle of New Orleans. In January of 1815, General Andrew Jackson led a ragtag army, farmers, freedmen, and pirates under Jean Lafitte, against the British. Against all odds, they won. The War of 1812 was already over on paper, but this victory sealed Louisiana's legend. Cannon smoke filled the air, flags waved above the swamps, and the young nation proved its resilience. New Orleans had defended itself, and in doing so, defended America's pride. Fact 8. Cajun French, the language that won't die. For generations, Louisiana's Cajun French was discouraged, even banned in schools, but culture can't be erased. Today, it's being revived through radio shows, songs, and classrooms, where children once again say, "Comment ça va? How are you?" The words roll like music, carrying laughter, rhythm, and warmth. Cajun French isn't just a language, it's a heartbeat that refused to stop. Fact 7. The salt domes beneath the bayou. Deep below Louisiana lie massive salt domes, geological wonders formed millions of years ago. These domes hold oil, minerals, and natural storage caverns. They've shaped the land, created islands, and fueled industries. From Jefferson Island to Weeks Island, These formations are part of what makes Louisiana both rich in resources and full of mystery. Fact 6. Zydeco and swamp pop, the music that moves you. If jazz is Louisiana's soul, Zydeco is its heartbeat. Born in Creole communities, Zydeco combines accordion riffs, washboard rhythms, and pure joy. It's impossible not to dance when it plays. Then there's swamp pop, a smoother, nostalgic sound of Louisiana love songs. Together, they form the soundtrack of the Bayou, wild, proud, and unstoppable. Fact 5. The mighty Mississippi. The Mississippi River is more than a river. It's a force of nature. It carved Louisiana's landscape. Steamboats once filled its waters, carrying cotton, people, and jazz upriver. Today, it's still one of the busiest trade routes in the world. Standing on its levee, you can feel the hum of history in the current. It's the artery of America, and its heart beats strongest in Louisiana. Fact 4. Parishes, not counties. Louisiana is the only state that calls its divisions parishes, not counties. It's a relic from its Catholic French and Spanish past, when local governments aligned with church parishes. Today, the term remains a linguistic echo of faith and tradition that sets Louisiana apart from the rest of the country. Fact 3. Jean Lafitte, the pirate patriot. Jean Lafitte wasn't your typical pirate. He smuggled goods, charmed governors, and ruled the Gulf like a king. But when the British came, he fought for America, leading his men to victory in the Battle of New Orleans. Afterward, he disappeared. Some say to Mexico, others say back to the sea. In Louisiana, his legend still sails on every tide. Fact 2. The vanishing coastline. Every hour, Louisiana loses a football field of land to the sea. Rising water, storms, and erosion eat away at the marshes that once protected the state. But Louisianans fight back, planting grasses, rebuilding levees, and restoring wetlands 1 acre at a time. This isn't just a battle for land, it's a battle for identity. Because when you live here, the coast isn't just where you stand, it's who you are. Fact 1. Louisiana's spirit. From the brass bands of Bourbon Street to the quiet glow of Bayou sunsets, from the fiery pots of gumbo to the gentle hymns sung in small-town churches, Louisiana is alive. It's joy and sorrow, history and hope, rhythm and rest. It's a place that moves at its own pace, slow when life is good, fierce when tested. It bends but never breaks, and it reminds us all that beauty isn't always perfect. Sometimes it's wild, unpredictable, and free. Louisiana isn't just a state, it's a feeling, and once you've felt it, you never forget it. And there you have it, 25 incredible facts about Louisiana, a land of spirit, flavor, and resilience. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss our next deep dive into another state. Drop your favorite Louisiana fact in the comments, or tell me which state you want to explore next. Thanks for watching, and remember, even the most familiar places can hold the wildest secrets.